Hey everybody, Mike here with Legit Kits. I'm here to talk to you today about Sir Legitsalot, our knight in shining armor. He pairs well with Toasty the dragon. Let's open up this kit and take a look, see what's inside. First, we're going to start with the paperwork. The cover image of Sir Legitsalot tells us the design number. It says the size of the finished quilt top. It tells you how many colors are in it, how many pieces are in there. And then there's a list of hashtags, so you can look this up on social media and find other people who have finished it, get some quilting ideas, post your own content. The next page is a pinup poster for your design wall. It's always good to have those goals pinned up there. And so we have a finished version of Sir Legitsalot. Then next we have what we call the color map. So this is a list of all the blocks. Every Legit Kits project is made out of a 7.5 by 10 inch block. So this is all those blocks combined. Now this is the pattern side, and then there's also the finished quilt because you're sewing to the back of the pattern to make the quilt. So when you piece the finished quilt together, you're going to sew all these blocks together in this order, and this helps you line up those colors and make sure you have it right. What are all these letters? These are our fabric code. Legit Kits has a letter code for each different shade of fabric to make organizing easy. Our blocks are all labeled A, B, C, and 1, 2, 3 as well for the same reason. Now we list all of the colors in Legit Kits by gradient order. If you want to just go off of a pattern of this, you just take your own fabric and you run it down here and you go, okay, that looks like coral. You call that CR. You just need a little piece of it, a 4.5 by 5.5 inch fragment, and you're good to go. Every time you see CR in the pattern, that's what you sew. Next, we have a fabric list by code. So these are those letter codes in order. This is how we encourage you to organize your fabric. Use those old phone book skills and just flip through those fabrics as you come across them in the pattern. So, Legit Kits have no Y seams in them at all, which means that we sometimes have to break these blocks up into smaller pieces. So you're going to sew each component of block E4. You're going to sew E4A, you're going to sew E4B, C, D, and then you're going to put them all together into that finished block along these seam lines. And there's written instructions as well as a pictorial representation of how it all goes together. So just like paper piecing, 1, 2, 3, and you're done. After the assembly guide, we have the cut guide. And the cut guide lists all the different pieces of fabric that are cut out of that supply. Now this is a cut guide, it is not a cut template, because with a lot of other quilts, you're cutting that same piece out over and over again, and so you can represent that on a normal sheet of paper. But an example of this represents a 1/2 yard of fabric, and you would have to tape a whole lot of pages together to do that. So this is more of a guide to tell you how much of that fabric is going to be used. And with the smaller cuts, you know, do I need to save a piece this orientation or that orientation? Now don't worry about this too much because Legit Kits has an enough fabric guarantee, which means that if you run out of any of these colors for any reason whatsoever, you reach out to us, send us an email, give us a phone call, whatever it takes. Let us know that you need some more, and we will send you another piece of fabric at no additional charge. Next, I'm going to show you our pattern. The pattern is printed on foundation paper. This is a newsprint style paper. It is thinner, is easier to work with, and it tears away more easily than standard paper. And you're just going to sew along these seam lines. So you're going to sew color 1 to color 2. You're going to go through your fabric alphabetically. You're going to get G out. You're going to get RC out. You're going to get TM out. 1 to 2 to 3. You make these 2 seams on here, and you're done. You can stack these up, put them in a notebook folder, and save it all until all the blocks are done, and then sew them into the finished quilt. And then after the pattern is an instruction guide. And our user's guide gives you detailed information about all those pages I have just talked about. There's a simple foundation paper piece guide. There's also a way to assemble the blocks in the simplest form possible to reduce cross quilt seams. So you sew them into pairs and into quads and 8ths and 16ths and 32s, and then you do one cross quilt seam to finish it off. This is a general guide. It has pictures of Big G in it, just because the way all this is built is the same, no matter the project. And at the end, there's a link to some YouTube videos. And then finally, in the paper pack, we have a Don't Panic card. A lot of people find all the information in our kits to be overwhelming. So this is a quick start guide. It tells you organize your fabric. Just glance at the cut guide, but don't follow it to the letter. Do the blocks with the large pieces first if this is your first ever project, and then just go. Then there's also some fun stickers to put on your sewing machine and a refrigerator magnet to remember your project by. And now for the fun part, all of this fabric. Look at that. Our large kits have at least 10 yards of fabric. Some have as many as 15. All that fabric is labeled. These labels are easy to remove. They're easy to put back on and move around if you need to. And like I said before, if you lose a piece, if it goes missing, if you spill wine on it, if your cat eats it, we don't care. We want you to finish this quilt and we will send you another piece of fabric if you need it. Sir Legitsalot is available as a pattern and as a full kit at legitkits.com. Thanks for watching and stay legit.